Kamikaze by Beatrice, Garland. The language.
The simile, like a huge flag, is used to describe the way the shoals of fish move in the water. And just as flags are used by humans to signal important information, so too does nature. Here, the beautiful flashing silver of the fish reminds the pilot of all the beauty in the world and confirms that his decision to turn around is correct. The metaphor, loose silver, is used to describe the whitebait fish that have been caught and to show the way they are sliding over each other like coins, but also to show they are precious as the fisherman can sell them to make money. The sibilance in the line, safe to the shore, salt-sodden, awash, echoes the sound of the waves as they lap against the seashore. This emphasises that the pilot's father had returned safe from another fishing trip and provides a parallel for how the pilot will arrive home alive instead of dying in his suicide mission. The poet uses the colours green, blue, silver and pearl grey to emphasise that the world is a beautiful and precious place, a fact that prompts the pilot to end his mission. However, as the poem approaches the volta, black and dark are the colours that come into play, helping to signal the transition from hopeful to tragic. The image of the pilot as a young boy who built cairns is a key piece of language. Firstly, this tells the reader he's a creator, not a destroyer, so we're not surprised by his decision to turn back. More specifically, he's building a cairn, which is a structure that's made in order to allow people to orientate themselves within the natural environment. It's as if the cairn he built when he was an innocent boy is now guiding him home alive.
The form.
The poem has a regular form, in that each stanza contains 6 lines. This orderly use of stanzas allows the daughter to build a clear case that explains her father's actions and highlight the terrible aftermath that he's had to suffer. This allows her to portray him in a sympathetic light, so that his grandchildren understand him and don't shun him like his wife and neighbours did. The poem is without a strong rhythmic or rhyme structure, and this allows the poem to sound naturalistic.
The structure.
The first full stop in the poem is at the end of line 30, followed by the words "and though", and this signals the volta of the poem. Until this point, the poem seems filled with beauty and hope, as the kamikaze pilot turns away from his deadly mission. However, after the volta, the reader sees that his decision is met with negativity, and deep shame forces his family to shun him. The use of enjambment in conjunction with the short lines makes the poem sound emotional. The narrator is telling a story that is familiar, and yet because it's an emotional subject, it cannot be told smoothly. Across lines 24 and 25, the word safe is repeated, and this emphasises the fact the pilot returns home safely. The denouement is a heavy blow to the reader and reveals the poem to be a tragedy, as the pilot is doomed to a living death because of his own decision to turn back from his mission.
The context.
Towards the end of World War II, Japan dispatched kamikaze pilots against Allied targets, especially warships. The planes were loaded with explosive devices and, coupled with their fuel supply, could cause massive devastation to their targets. The accuracy of these suicide missions was believed to offset the loss of the pilot's life. The tradition of death before surrender was entrenched in Japanese culture long before World War II. As far back as the 16th century, samurai warriors would follow the Bushido code, which had strong ideas about honour and death. In light of this context, it's less surprising when the wife and neighbours reject the returning pilot, as they believe he's betrayed the values of their nation. Suicide bombers remain a feature of modern-day conflict, so although Garland's poem is rooted in an historical event, it still has relevance to our lives today.